Good evening. Happy Thursday. I am Julie with Creations by Julie. Ed is behind the camera again tonight. Well, he says no, he's not, so I don't know where he is. So, but y'all can hear him laughing, so you know he's back there. And I can see him. He's not invisible. So let's get you pulled up on Facebook so that between the two of us, hopefully we won't miss any comments. When you hop on, let us know you're here. And let's see. I see my page, and then I'll have to turn it down. Okay, it looks like we are live. I see Maria and Peggy Hash are on. So have you got it pulled up yet, Ed?
No,
okay.
Yeah, I did.
You got it? Okay. So, happy Thursday. I hope y'all have been cool. We are very hot here in South Texas and haven't reached 100 yet, but they say it's coming probably tomorrow. So we pretty much have done nothing to stay in the house, you know. I still get out and walk every morning, but I try to do it about 8 or 8:30, so it's not too bad. So, okay, tonight, this is kind of a repeat. I have shown, if you've been with me for the last year or two, I have shown this wreath before, but I know we have some new people. And since we worked with bows on Monday, speaking of which, this is your appreciation, thank you, blessing for this week. It's a full row of ribbon, very pretty American flag, kind of a primitive antique ribbon. And your mystery word is going to be #ribbon. For those of you that are new, the way you get your name in our blessing bag, that I pull a name out every Monday, all you do is put #ribbon, and I go back through next Monday and I'll pull all those names, put them in a hat, and somebody will win this. Jackie Dunn did win the star and the candles from last week, and I have heard from her, and we'll get that out in the mail to her. So that's what it is this week. Do we have anybody on it?
Yes.
Or is it just me and
Paul Getzel, Kelly Marie, Tina Sutton Finley, and
Good, we have a few.
Maria Francisco and Peggy Hash.
Thank y'all. I see Maria's already got her #ribbon, and you can do it several times. You don't have to do it just once. It also does not have to be during the live, but it has to be on this link, on this comments. So if you're watching the replay, you're still eligible, put in #ribbon, and we will draw for that on Monday, and then we'll start something new on Monday. Okay, so tonight I'm going to show you how you can make a wreath out of burlap that probably under $10, and you can use it year-round just by changing the bows. And we're going to make another bow, a super easy bow, a little bit like one of the ones we did last week. If you didn't catch the live last Monday, go back and watch it, because I tried to break it down very simple, easy, step by step, that even if you've never made a bow before, you could make one of the 3 bows that I made. So let's get started. What you're going to need is 6-inch or 5.5-inch, I think they call it, 5.5-inch burlap. This is from Walmart, and if you get it at Walmart, which I think is the best deal for your money, you need 2 rows, because these are 30 foot. You'll have some left over. If you get the burlap in the littler rolls that Hobby Lobby sells, you're going to need 4 rows or 3.5, because they only have 15 feet on them, where these are, like I said, Walmart even carries the colors. I don't think they have as much on them as these, but these are 30 feet. And I want to say they're right at $5, but I'm not sure. Everything's gone up, so could be 6 by now, who knows. But you're going to need 2. And you don't need a whole lot else other than a wreath frame from the Dollar Tree. I guess they're still calling it the Dollar Tree. It's pretty much $1.25. But that's still a good price if you're going to use a frame. These are 14 inches. I would kind of check them, because sometimes, you know, it's not the best quality. You might feel that one of them's broken, and you don't want to get home and have a broken ring, because you're going to need all of these 4 rings. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections to this wreath. The 5-quarter store. Yep, that's about right. I actually made a trip to Lake Jackson this week and did not go in the Dollar Tree. Went in Hobby Lobby, but not the Dollar Tree. Okay, so what you're going to do, and let me remember which way I like to pull this. I think this way. Does not matter. You're going to use 2 rings and 2 rings, but you're going to go between. This is ring 1, ring 2, ring 3, and ring 4. Go between or over and under ring 2, okay? Like this. And just pull it tight. Don't worry about this. If you wanted to, and those that I sell, I take a zip tie. You can take a pipe cleaner and attach this just to make sure it doesn't pull loose. But if you do it in there tight enough, and if you're just making it for yourself, you know, that's not something you absolutely have to do. But, and I will tell you, your fingers start hurting before you're done, but I would suggest just do the inner ring and then come back and do the outer ring. But all you're going to do is take, so you really don't even have to use the zip tie there, but just take your burlap and pull it up. You're going to go, see, you're going to be on this ring underneath here, like that. And all you're going to do is pull up and push down, pull up and push down. You could use both hands. Sometimes it's easier to do it in your lap. But you're going to fill this section as full as you can get it. That's what keeps it from pulling out. So try to keep the ends, the tops even. So you're just pulling up against this ring here on the bottom. You're pulling it tight and squishing it over. And it maybe it would get caught every now and then, just loosen it. Because sometimes the things on the inside of these dollar store things are a little rough. So anyway, that's what you're going to do. And I won't do this whole thing. I'll just kind of do a section and show you. But it's, I mean, it's simple. You don't have to cut. You don't have to do anything. And I usually do 1 ring for the inner, and then I would start my second one on the outer, and that way I don't ever have to cut it. Every now and then, if I want to use some leftover burlap that I have, I will have to cut it, and then I just put a zip tie on that end so it doesn't fall loose. But when you'll be able to get a good bit, but you want to just push it as hard as you can push it. And I'm pushing it to my right. It just makes it easier for me. And you'll see when you get towards the end, it gets real difficult to pull it up. But just keep pushing and pulling. Now, if you don't keep the tops together, it'll be kind of wonky. But you can see how this is getting, because when you're done, you're going to kind of take it and fluff it out like this. These hold up really well outside. Okay, so that's what you're going to have, and see the back side. When you get to your thing, just go across it like this, and don't worry, you're going to have a little bubble there because of that thing, but you can just take it at the end and take something and just push it down in there and make it smooth. So you're going to do that all the way on the inside, and then you're going to do the same thing on the outside. And it is actually, will be a little tougher because you're going to take your burlap and you're going to go right here. Ring 3, you're going to go between 3 and to the inside of 4. So I hate to cut that, but I want to show you. Okay, I'll just cut it. I can wrap it back up or make another one. I do sell these on my website. All right, so if you've got the whole inside done, now you're going to take this piece and go between, can you see that? I'm going to go, you're going to have 2 right there in the one. I'm going to go up and under that, just like the other. Open it up so you can see. And if I can't see it, I can't get started. So I'm going to go. So you're actually going to have 2 pieces, 2 sides in the same opening. So you're going to go on ring 3, put it on the bottom, and do the same thing. Get them even. Doesn't take quite as much, even though it is larger. It fills up pretty fast. So you're going to do the same thing there, all the way around. You're just going to pull it. I know you can't see because the ruffle's in the way, but it's the same thing. Do y'all have any questions about that? I'm going to show you a finished wreath and what it looks like. That's the easiest wreath you can make. They sell this burlap in different colors. I do red ones for the holidays, the 4th of July, Valentine's Day, Christmas. They have a green that's really pretty. They have a dark brown that's pretty. They have an orange that you can use in the fall. But you know, the burlap is wonderful for fall too. So anyway, basically when you do that, you see what it looks like on the back side. You've got 2 rows of the burlap. So you're going to do the inside first, cut it off. You can use a zip tie to put them together, but you don't have to. All right, let me show you a finished wreath. And I actually put one of the bows, let me take that in. I actually put one of the bows that we made Monday. This is going on my front door tomorrow. So this is kind of what you have. I'd already attached the bow. So you've just got this wreath. It's very full, it's very fluffy. And then I just put a bow at the top using a pipe cleaner to where you can change out your bows. So this is going to go on my door for the 4th of July. After the 4th of July, I'm just going to take this bow. I don't want to take it off because it's going to go on my front door. But then, remember this is the one I showed you I had done with the churches. So when this bow comes off, this bow's going to go on it, like this. I may add some tails. If you want, I mean, even this size bow, just a simple, this kind of makes you think of the Christmas wreaths, but just a simple solid color bow would be fine on it. It's a good size and super, super simple to make. And other than the cost of your ribbon, you can make this bow, like I said, well, the mesh, the burlap has probably gone up. But even if you got it on sale on Hobby Lobby, I don't think it's gone up. It was $4.99 for 15 foot, and you'd need 4 of them. So that's $20 basically. So for about $21, you get that. It doesn't take that long to make it. If you need to rest your hands, do the inside, wait till the next day and do the outside. It's not hard at all. Okay, so that's the easiest wreath there is to make, is this burlap. And that's what it looks like on the back side. All you gotta do is change out the bow and you could use it year round. Now I'm gonna show you with that red ribbon, another bow that's like the other one we did, but I'm gonna show you like if you want 3 loops on each side. Because this is a good size bow for just about anything. All right, so just like we did on the other one, you're gonna take your ribbon and you're gonna measure 3 different, this is just the size I like. The longer you make your ribbon, the bigger your tails are going to be. Not your tails, well your tails too, but your loops. This is just a size that I like. It's about 10 inches from here to here. I don't like to go a lot bigger than that, but you could if you want to. Just practice. Get you a cheap roll of ribbon and just practice it. But you're gonna cut 3 different lengths at 22 inches. So there's one. One of these is going to be our tails. So you could do one at 24 if you wanted to, but it's just easier for me to tell you 3 at 22 inches. Then you're going to cut one at 18 inches, a little bit shorter. There again, this is a bow anybody can make. Then you're going to cut one maybe 4 inches, just a little bit to do that knot in the middle, and that's all you need. This is a 50-yard roll of ribbon, by the way, and it's a lot cheaper if you use a lot of ribbon to buy it like that, especially solid colors. Okay, so take your little short. One of these is going to be your tails. So fold it in half and just pinch it in the middle and get it ready. Okay. Then you're going to take one of these, fold it in half. You're just finding the center of the bow so that your loops are kind of the same. You definitely can measure it, but right there where I folded it, I'm going to take maybe 1/4 of an inch of my ribbon and put over that so that I can catch it, and the same with the other side. And I usually measure, that's right at 10 inches. So, you know, the middle of that is going to be 5 inches. Just take it and squish it together. The other day I told you to lay them on top of each other, which this is the same thing, but we're going to go back to the easy peasy of the pipe cleaner, okay? Lay it over. Do the same thing with the next one. Make it the same width. So I'm going to come over and make sure 10 inches. And I'm going to make sure I can catch both parts of that ribbon there when I squish it at the 5. Put a, start calling it a gym clip. Put a clothespin. I'm telling y'all, my brain goes dead when the live button comes on. And lay that over. Take a shorter one. Find the center. Same thing. Y'all, excuse me, I gotta get some water before I choke to death. Maybe I should just do it and have Ed tell you how it's done.
Yeah.
He could narrate it for me. Okay, just over the edge. This one's probably going to be about 8 inches. Yeah. So I need to find the 4 and scrunch it together. Put a clip on it. All right. This is just going to be the one that we use for the thing. And
Karen Hunter said Ed can do it.
he can do it. I guarantee you he could sit down and make a bow like this right now. I'll have to tape him and then see how he does. So I'm just folding it in halfway and folding it just to make the little button to go around it. So now all you're going to do is put it together. You could absolutely do 4 tails. If I wanted to, I would just cut another piece. Maybe I want to make these a little bit longer. Let me do 24. I have plenty of this ribbon. Let me do 24 inches.
She said the voiceover. I don't think she's got enough faith in me to make the bow.
Yeah. All right, get the center of that and scrunch it up. But he could. He didn't tell me that, what did I do with that pen? There it is. He didn't tell me that the video thing Monday was boring though.
No, because you told everybody I said it.
There's no secrets here, Ed. Don't you know that's what Facebook Live is? Okay, so we're going to put 4 tails on this one. They want to know all about you. Now that looks like it's got a little bit of the...
That power scissor.
Hi, Pat. That's got a little bit of the wire showing, so I'm going to turn it over. Now we're just going to put these together. Take one. Now, you could get picky and say, okay, turn it over to where the cut side is on the bottom. Okay. Check and make sure your loops are pretty close to the same by just putting your fingers in them, holding it in the middle and pulling it up. Okay. Then I'm going to take this one and I am going to turn it over with the middles right there. Take my loops, put my fingers in it and make sure it's in the middle. And they should be really close to the same side. Then we're going to take this little one, Turn it over. You wouldn't have to turn it over, but I did. All right, that looks like it's not in the center. So you're just layering them, basically, is what you're doing. Okay, so you've got everything right there. This particular one, I'm going to take a zip tie. And I'm going to flip it over. Once you put a zip tie on it, you can do a lot of things. You can pull, you can stretch. But before you get the zip tie all the way tight, I took my glasses off. I might could see what I was doing better. That's going to be our tails. Before you get your zip tie all the way tight, you want to put your pipe cleaner through the zip tie. So you've got a way to attach it to something. And then I'm going to flip it over and make sure that they're kind of even here. Okay. Looks like I've got everything caught, so I'm going to pull it just as tight as it'll go. And I'm telling you, that bow's not going to come undone. Okay, then I'm going to take this little thing for the button, and I'm going to put some hot glue right here over my little button thing. And then I'm going to lay that part of the ribbon on it and just flip it over. And I'm covering up the zip tie is all I'm doing. It just gives it a finished look. You want to kind of pull it tight so it looks like it's keeping the bow together when we know it's not. Then put some glue on this side. I've got some little finger protectors over here somewhere. Get your glue strings. And then I'm going to cut off the extra right here and put a little bit more glue like in between here because, you know, my ribbon's not touching if you don't put a little glue there. Just get that to lay down. Okay, just hold that for a second. Now that you have all that on there, you can pull on the ribbon like crazy to get it the way you want it. There's our hanger. All right, take your tails. Take your fingers if you want them to kind of curl down like you would curl ribbon. Just run them on there. And I'm actually, you can do anything you want to. You could do the slant or you could do the dovetail. I'm going to do the dovetail, which I said, remember, you just fold it, cut from the corner out, make a V, like this. You kind of want them fairly even. And how much you cut depends on how sharp your V is. Okay, now, see, they're not all even, so we're going to cut this one a little shorter. Now, I've got like 4, so pull them down. Now you're just going to fluff. You can pull these 2 out and fluff. When you fluff, you just put your fingers in your loops. This is the bow that can be real fluffy.
Sandy Renshaw
Like
said
this?
she'd have to catch the replay. She missed the first part.
That's okay, Sandy. I'm glad replay's always available. You can actually use this bow kind of flat. You don't have to fluff it quite as much. or you can fluff it. And that's pretty much it. But then I will go ahead and take this one off so I can show y'all how easy it is to change them out. And you can keep your bows year after year. Just flatten them and then lay them in something. I figure out how this is twisted. And then like take it off and then just, you know, lay it out and kind of flatten it. And then the next year, fluff it up. Or you can get real picky and put tissue paper in each loop, put it in a big box. I usually just do mine like this and put them in a box. Okay, so then you would just take this bow, and see, I've kind of got a flattened place here. You want to make sure you hit one of the crossbars, or at least a good bit of the burlap. And then you just thread it through, pull it not real tight. See, if I pull it real tight, see how my bow kind of squishes down in there? So I don't want it quite that tight. I want it a little loose. And then just twist it in the back. You can change out your bows with different colors. I kind of like the 4 tails myself. But there you've got a totally, I think it was Nick that was talking about constantly fluff, fluff, fluff. And by the way, I believe it was Brenda Bracken asked about what I called that one bow, this one, where you've got twice as many tails as you have loops. Nick did one the other day and he called it a funky bow. So that may be where I first saw it. Okay. So there you go. Easy, easy peasy lemon squeezy. See, that didn't take long at all. But you can get this burlap in several different colors. I love the regular burlap look, and like I said, you can change it out for every season. You can actually put, you wouldn't even have to glue them probably, because you don't want to take the glue and pull it. But you could put little flowers here for spring, and then they would probably stay in because they would stick through this burlap. It's a loose weave burlap. You could decorate just one side of it with sunflowers, put a sunflower bow on it. They're real pretty done with fall picks or just a bow. So we kept it simple this week. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Do y'all have any questions about getting the burlap? I know I went through it fairly fast, but it's repetition. It's the same thing over and over and over. And then just make a bow to go on it. I can go over it again if you want me to.
Karen Marie says I found that the colored burlap fades pretty easy. Might have been the kind I bought.
Oh, yeah. Do you spray it, Carrie Marie? I spray all my wreaths. You want to get that can? It's Rust-Oleum. And of course, I don't leave a wreath on my front door. No, it's over on the metal shelf, Ed. And my front door doesn't get straight sun. It's kind of protected, so I haven't had any trouble. I've used some of my fall wreaths for several years, and like my poinsettia, I think I've used it at least 2 years. This may be going on the 3rd. But I spray, you can spray your ribbon, everything, with this clear coat. And you can either do the semi-gloss or the matte. With ribbon, I would do the semi-gloss. A lot of my stuff, if it's paper, I'll use the matte. But on your poly burlap and probably your ribbon, matte might leave a little bit of a film. But
Karen Marie says, actually, I don't spray.
okay. But I spray all mine because it has a UV protectant in it. So I spray all my wreaths. I take them out and put them on the garage and just give them a good coat and let them dry. But anyway, so I mean, you're only using basically these 2 middle rings. You're going between this one, then you're going between these 2, and just put it in there, pull it up and push. And, you know, I can't tell you, but I mean, you see that's pretty, you can fluff it. That's pretty full in there. So, super, super easy and very inexpensive. You don't worry with cutting the mesh and all that stuff. So they actually even make a yellow. I've never done a yellow one, I don't think. I've done orange, I've done brown. What other colors have I done? I did.
You had a teal one.
Yeah, not in this style. I did do one to where you take it and make a bubble. I did 2 colors, teal and beige. But in this style, I don't think I've ever done just a teal one. Although, if that's your favorite color and you've got a lot of ribbon, that would be pretty. But this particular thing, you can put any color ribbon with it. And I kind of like the rustic, you know, the primitive looking stuff like this. Even though it's not Ed's favorite, we know that. But he doesn't care when it goes on the door, so. Okay, well, if y'all have any questions, just drop them in the comments, and I will go back and look at them. And don't forget, this is actually 10 yards, this spool. Hashtag ribbon. And we will draw on Monday. Monday, I'm not positive, but I know it's still going to be like patriotic. But I think I found some little houses at Target, and I bought an extra set to give away. So I think we'll probably work on the little houses and do some patriotic decor, something really simple with those. Because you know, all that stuff that you can decorate with now, take it and reuse it for another season. Okay, so that's it for tonight. Quick, easy. I told Ed the other day, I think that's probably, I don't give a lot of people time to find my live. I need to check into the texting service, but I think for me that's just too expensive to fool with. So I don't know if people are not getting notifications, but I'm okay with people going back and watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, just make a comment and let me know that you watched the replay. And that helps my algorithms and stuff that Facebook does, because they may not send my posts out to 100 people, maybe. It's all out of 6,000 followers. So it's crazy, but it's okay. I just enjoy doing this, and I don't want to stay on here for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. And because I think I can show y'all cute stuff that you can make for yourself and not cost you a whole lot of money, and I can do it in 30 to 45 minutes. So that's what we're going to keep doing. That's the way it's going to be. Even though I don't have a lot of followers, I appreciate those of you that come on every live that I do, more than you ever know. So, and Ed appreciates it too, so that he can see people hopping on. But we will be back Monday at 6 o'clock, and y'all stay cool this weekend and stay safe. Bye-bye.